Hey guys, welcome back. Um, gonna do a little bit of a history video. I don't wanna like exclusively only do rugby stuff. That's not like what we started with on the channel, and the first big bunch of subscribers didn't come for that. Although y'all may not mind it so much, but I don't wanna only do that, right? So, I love history stuff, and I do like learning about other countries. It's been a long time since I was in school, so it's been a long time since I've had world history. Um, I watch a lot of documentaries in my free time. I like them. So, I found this video from Historical Tales, and it is the night London burned. Um, I will link this channel in the description if you guys want to check them out. They look like maybe possibly a new channel. They don't have a ton of views on this video. So, you guys should absolutely jump over there, check them out, give them some views, give them some love. Um, and I will also link my Patreon, which you guys should check out if you have not done so, and a link of how you could support this channel here on YouTube. But let's go ahead and jump into this video and see what it is about, or at least I'll see what it's about. You guys probably already know, but let's go.
Fear in London, September 2nd, 1666. The summer had been long and dry, the city's wooden houses baking beneath a relentless sun. In the narrow lanes of Pudding Lane, at the bakery of Thomas Fariner, a spark escaped from an oven and found kindling among stacks of firewood. At first, it was just a glow, a flicker in the dark, but the wind off the Thames turned that flicker into fury. Within an hour, the flames had leapt across rooftops, devouring everything in their path. The Great Fire of London had begun. By dawn, panic spread faster than the fire itself. The bells of St. Magnus the Martyr rang in alarm, their echoes lost in the roar of burning timber. People poured into the streets.
So wild to think about that, like something so small could cause such a crazy catastrophe. And it's not like people had insurance or anything back then to like recoup or anything. I mean, even now you still have like, I mean, I don't know how much you guys follow like our stuff here, but like, not long ago, it was a couple months ago, there was this huge fire. I mean, there's always fires going on in California. It seems like, but it was just like ripping through like the wealthiest parts of California. I mean, it's just like, what are you gonna do? Sometimes it's just so dry. Um, it's just awful.
Streets, dragging carts loaded with furniture, children, and whatever valuables they could carry. The air was alive with embers, glowing like swarms of fireflies. The city, built tightly with wooden beams and tarred roofs, became a furnace. Thomas Fariner and his family escaped through an upstairs window onto the rooftops, barely making it out alive. By midday, the fire had reached the heart of the city. The smell of smoke and scorched flesh clung to everything. Soldiers tried to fight the blaze with buckets of water, but the wind whipped the flames faster than they could act. Sir Thomas Bloodworth, the Lord Mayor of London, stood helplessly watching as the fire spread from house to house. When someone begged him to order the destruction of buildings to create fire breaks, he muttered, "A woman might piss it out." That hesitation doomed the city. The flames raced east toward the warehouses along the Thames, where oil, tar, and brandy were stored. The explosion that followed turned night into day. Walls of fire climbed into the sky, so bright that people in Oxford could see the glow on the horizon. The river became a desperate escape route, filled with boats overloaded with fleeing families. Some wept as they watched their homes vanish in smoke. Others turned to prayer, believing God had sent a punishment for England's sins. By the second day, the inferno reached St. Paul's Cathedral. Built of timber and lead, it had
How crazy that is to think about. Like you learn about like Egyptians and you kind of like, oh, they believed in like gods with cat heads and bird heads that were flying down from the heavens. So stupid. But then like I mean like it's absolutely no different than now. And you're like, oh, God didn't like it because somebody was gay. They just burned everything down. It's just like you sound like a dummy.
stood for centuries as a symbol of faith and power. The cathedral's roof melted, sending rivers of molten lead through the streets. Flames shot through the stained glass windows, and within hours, the great dome collapsed in a thunderous roar. The fire's heat was so intense that stones exploded like gunfire. It was said that the sound could be heard miles away. Samuel Pepys, the naval administrator and diarist, watched the destruction from a boat on the Thames. The poor pigeons, he wrote, were loath to leave their houses, but hovered about the windows till they burned their wings and fell down. He saw men and women on their knees begging for mercy, their faces lit by the hellish glow. By the third night, the wind finally began to die down. King Charles II took command of the firefighting efforts, ordering soldiers to demolish buildings in the fire's path to halt its spread. Dynamite was used to create gaps, and slowly, painfully, the blaze began to lose its strength. Rain began to fall on the fourth day, hissing as it struck the smouldering ruins. When the fire was finally extinguished, two-thirds of London lay in ashes. Over 13,000 homes were gone.
Wow.
87 churches, four of the city's gates, and nearly every building within the old Roman walls had been destroyed. Astonishingly, official records listed only a handful of deaths, but many more likely perished, their remains lost in the ashes. Londoners returned to a city unrecognizable. The ground still smoked, and the air reeked of charred wood and despair. But amid the ruin, plans for a new city began to take shape. Sir Christopher Wren, an ambitious young architect, stood among the rubble of St. Paul's and imagined a new cathedral rising from the ashes, grander and stronger than before. In time, his vision would become the London we know today. The Great Fire of London did more than destroy, it transformed. It burned away the old medieval maze of streets and gave birth to a new city built of stone with wider roads and safer buildings. Out of devastation came renewal, but those who lived through it never forgot the sound of the flames, the sky that burned for 4 endless nights, or the way the wind carried their past away in smoke. For them, the fire was not just history, it was the night London was reborn.
Oh, that was a good video. Yeah, you guys should jump over and check
Smoke and
out
fear.
some more of the historical tales videos. I think I'm the only subscriber right now. Uh, but I enjoyed it. You know, if you guys find some kind of inconsistency in it, absolutely let me know in the comments. I'm learning about it, so I couldn't tell you if it's right or it's wrong. I would think that they know what they're talking about, hence doing the video, but that's not always the case. But yeah, it's wild to think about because you know those people were barely getting by. I'm sure most of them, and they just like lost everything and had to start all over with probably absolutely nothing. And even though, you know, the London you guys probably know today came from that tragedy, I don't think that for the most part the people that lost stuff that made them feel any better, to be honest. but really good video. I love learning about history stuff. If there's any kind of historical event or something you guys want me to learn about, absolutely send me some links or just leave it in the comments. There is another video that Sean suggested. I have it in my watch later. That is just about I think just the countries that England and the British had conquered and then maybe lost over the years. I know that um, obviously they had us for a while. I know that you know Canada and Australia are still intertwined in it. Um, for such a relatively small country, um, the expansion that England and Britain did was wild. I mean, just very impressive. Um, so I am gonna watch that video. Might do it this week. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys did too. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, um, hype, all that jazz. Comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, guys, have an awesome day. Enjoy your Sunday.